The late linguist Ken Hale was a colleague of Noam Chomsky at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Ken worked with many various endangered languages and saw the effects of linguistic loss. He compared losing language to bombing the Louvre. I remember him saying, "When you lose a language, you lose a culture, intellectual wealth, a work of art. It's like dropping a bomb on a museum, the Louvre." A museum is a repository of human artistic culture. Languages are at the very least equally important since they store the cultural practices and beliefs of an entire people. Different languages have different ways of expressing ideas, and this can indicate which concepts are important to a certain culture. Examples are abundant around the world. Consider the following three words. First, an endangered grammatical way that most languages lack to express a familiar feeling. Mamila pinatapai is a word in the Yagan language of Tierra del Fuego, land of fire, in Chile and Argentina. It refers to a look shared by two people, each wishing that the other will offer something that both want, but so far no one has had the guts to initiate. The consonant ch is pronounced as in Welsh double L, as in Lloyd, Pink Floyd. This word, mamila pinatapai, can be broken down into smaller parts or morphemes. Thus, ma is a reflexive or passive prefix, realized as the allomorph mam before a vowel. Ichapi is the lexical morpheme that means to be at a loss at what to do next. N is a stative suffix. Ata is an achievement suffix, and apai is a dual suffix which has a reciprocal sense with ma, like a circumfix. Mam, ichapi, n, ata, apai. Mamichapi natapai. Mamichapi natapai. I remember having this feeling when I was 16 years old. But I could not express the feeling in Israeli revived Hebrew, which is my mother tongue. Neither could one express it in English. In British English, one might use coffee double language. For example, you remember Tara Fitzgerald and Ewan McGregor in the film Brassed Off. Do you want to come up for a coffee? I don't drink coffee. I haven't got any. Now, let us consider an endangered, unfamiliar concept rather than an endangered way of expressing familiar concept. The ancient Persian word nakhur referred to a camel that will not give milk until her nostrils have been tickled. Clearly, camels are very important in this society, and survival may have historically depended on camel milk. I could have never imagined such a concept, could you? Lest we forget that human imagination is by and large very limited. For example, almost all aliens that I see in Hollywood films look like ugly human beings with 2 eyes, 2 nostrils and 1 mouth. What do you think the chances are that an alien, if exists, looks like a human? Given the DNA exists approximately 3 billion years, and given all the mutations that have resulted in what Homo sapiens sapiens is, for an alien to look like an ugly human is like winning the lottery 1 million times. Languages have so many concepts that our imagination could not think about. Another example is the word tingo in Rapa Nui or Pascuan of Easter Island, Eastern Polynesian language. Tingo is to take all the objects one desires from the house of a friend, one at a time, by asking to borrow them until there is nothing left. See De Buono 2005. I have never thought of such a gradual theft, even though I did watch some episodes of The Simpsons and learned the words and concepts such as sisterectomy, getting rid of one's sister, modeled upon hysterectomy. Such fascinating words should not be lost. They are important to the cultures they are from and make the outsiders reflexive of their own cultures. Through language empowerment and reclamation, we can keep important cultural practices and concepts alive. As we shall see in our next lesson, language reclamation often results in new cross-fertilizations and diversities. Diversity is aesthetically pleasing. Consider the most complex Chinese character I have ever encountered, pronounced something like biang, referring to a specific kind of noodle known in Xi'an, China. This character is endangered too, even though modern standard Chinese is far from being endangered. So endangerment can occur within a specific domain of a non-endangered language. Let's go now to a short clip from a lecture I gave in Adelaide on the Australian map and the Aboriginal flag. Look how beautiful Australia used to be. There are two reasons I believe this map is ugly. One reason is the color. It's monochrome, it's not as beautiful as this one, which has, in theory, 330 colors. This one has one color, but the more disturbing thing is that if you look at the borders, they were designed in the office. So this is kind of a very arbitrary thing, as opposed to this, which is very, maybe more based on nature, if there is a mountain or whatever. There is another disturbing thing, which is an implication of that. I have some friends who are Miriwong. Miriwong is here. When I went to visit them in Kununurra, I bought some fruit in Darwin, a lot of fruit. And I just did not know the rules. It was my first time. And then at the border between NT, Northern Territory, and Western Australia, they asked me whether I had fruit. So I said, yes, here. And I was expecting to receive the fruit, but they took all the fruit away. Now, this is okay. I just lost several hundreds of dollars. But my friend Miriwong, he actually goes from here to here, which is his country, and he cannot take the fruit with him. So this is a very bad kind of result of this arbitrary delineation. This is the Australian Aboriginal flag. As you know, the black is for the skin, for the people, the red is for the land, and the yellow is for the sun or for life. There might have been German influence, although Harold Thomas says there was no German influence, but don't forget, it was designed here, right? It was firstly used in 1971 in Victoria Square. This is my proposed flag. I hope that Harold Thomas will not be upset. So these are people, this is land, and this is lang, or language. The pink stands for language. Because as you know, in Aboriginal spirituality, there is a trinity of people, land, and language. Language is the mouth of the land, not only the mouth of the people. And this trinity is very important. Why is it that many people care about animal diversity but do not care about linguistic diversity? Is it because animals are tangible? You can touch them? Cute? Have a sense of humor? Well, languages have a sense of humor too. I'm not against animals, on the contrary. In my Adelaide Zoo membership card, it is written beautifully, "We exist to save animals from extinction." I would add to this, "And we, linguist revivalists, exist to save languages and cultures from extinction."